Good morning. Welcome to Monday Moments with Fran on a Tuesday. Apologies, it's not Monday today, but I really wanted to share an encouragement for this week. A few weeks ago, I was sent an email to a lady in a legal firm, and she responded. And I noticed at the end of her email, there was a line, and it said something around, in our company, we have a flexible working policy. So whilst it suits me to send this email at this time of the day, so, I think she sent it quite late. It was probably like after 11 in the evening. Please do not feel you have to respond outside of your own working hours. And I loved that because it was an acknowledgement that there's no obligation to reply to this email because, at the time that she'd sent it. And I felt it was almost very respectful of individuals' working patterns and kind of how they manage their day and how they manage their life. And today's encouragement is really about boundaries and setting boundaries in your life, and also respecting boundaries, the boundaries of other people, and things. Probably when I was about 27, I read this book. I've got the book. It's called Boundaries. Don't know if you can see that. It's by Cloud and Townsend, and it really, really impacted me. At the time, I was in various situations where I really felt like I didn't know, not just how to say no, but I didn't know how to really manage and run my life, because it was very much around what other people wanted, what they needed, what they requested, and it was a bit of a cycle. So, I had a friend at the time, and we spent quite a lot of time together, going out, just eating, chilling, things you do with a friend, but we were consistently in contact, like probably every day, a few times a day. And it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I kind of need a bit of space. Do you ever feel a bit suffocated in a friendship or a relationship? And so I said, I just feel like I need to just take a little step back. So if I'm not responding or I'm not available to meet up, there's nothing wrong. I'm just taking some time. And I think I use the analogy that, I feel like me and God need to just walk through a park together and have some time. And a few days in to my time away, I had a little message sent, and it was a picture of a field. And the words had said, how far across the field are you? And I was a bit like, wow, that's kind of intense. And I in no way blame the other person, because actually I had set myself up to be this available friend. I'm there for you 24/7, whatever you need, I am there for you. And the reality is, nobody can be there for anybody other than God 24/7. No, but that's a lot of pressure. That's an awful lot of pressure. But at the same time, why is it that I felt I needed to be available? So setting boundaries in your life is really, really important. That people don't have high or over expectations because of the way that we've set ourselves up. So one of the things that I personally do now is, when I'm needing time for me, I put my plane on airplane mode with no apology. Like, I'm not available. If people contact me after a certain time in the evening, I choose not to respond because I'm not obligated to. I'm setting boundaries in relation to when I communicate with people, and even how I communicate with people. And it also means that I don't accept certain types of communication. So I had a friend last year, and we had it wasn't a heated discussion, but he was quite insistent in this particular conversation. And the way he spoke to me, I was like, no. And I didn't even have the strength or the desire to be like, you know what, I don't like the way you're speaking to me and going on. I just kind of like put the phone down, and actually I chose not to speak to them again. That was my personal choice and decision, because I know the boundaries in which I have for my life and what I will and what I won't accept. How you treat other people, how you have them treat you, is really, really necessary to have it be a thoughtful, conscious decision that will that will really establish how much you value yourself, how much you value that God has made you as an individual, as a human being with thoughts, feelings, choices. It's really, really necessary. Nobody is to be treated in a way that is wrong. I mean, we're human, it happens. I'm sure what I know, I can speak to people in a way that's inappropriate and they speak to me inappropriately, and we kind of, say sorry, ask for forgiveness and move on and all of that stuff. But when it comes to a consistent pattern in your life, where people are not respecting your personal boundaries, that is not okay. So I'd love you to read the book if you haven't already, and just consider where in your life do you feel like you don't have control. And I say that control in a healthy way, or you're not able to manage your own life because other people almost dictate your decisions or your choices. There was a season in my life, and I think when I have my friends, family, even some of my clients and my mentoring students, I share more in detail, but on such a public platform, I don't share as much. But there was a season in my life where literally I felt like I couldn't say no to other people. If they needed me at 2 a.m, I was there, literally. If they needed me to help them with a particular thing, well, of course I'll help, to the detriment of me, my well-being, my time of rest, my other commitments. And it was not a great season. But when you're in something, it can be really hard to see it because it's your norm, isn't it? And I remember I was sharing with somebody just a situation, and they looked at me like, Fran, how on earth did it get to this point? And I used the analogy of, how do you boil a frog? Please don't boil a frog. But the analogy of how you boil a frog is that if you put it in a pan of hot water, it'll jump out immediately because it feels the heat. Whereas if you put it in a pan of cold water and over time gently turn the heat up, the frog will acclimatize to its environment, and then it will boil and it will die. So there are some seasons in our lives that, because it's happened over a period of time, and that particular period of time was literally years, where there's slow changes, small steps, and small requests made, and over time they increase, and before you know it, you find yourself in a situation that if it had come just like that, you wouldn't have responded or reacted. But because it's built over time, and sometimes I do also think that when you are a believer, you kind of have this, we've got to help and serve everybody. Okay. Did Jesus help and serve absolutely everybody? Answer that for yourself. Yes. So set boundaries, really reflect on how you're managing your life, and also respect other people's boundaries as well. Don't get mad because they make a particular choice over what they will or they won't accept. It works very much in 2 ways, but have the conversation, talk about it. Don't make an assumption on what people will and won't accept. And if you're not sure, just ask the question. So be encouraged. You are an individual of value, of worth, who has purpose in their life, and respect yourself and respect the boundaries that you need to live a purpose-filled and a peaceful life as well. Have a fantastic week. I shall see you soon.